Dear friends, let us continue with what we discussed last time. This will be, the 15th episode. We discussed about the Prime Minister's visit to Ladakh in the context of the standoff between India and China. Now, the special representatives from India's side, Ajit Doval, our National Security Advisor, and from the Chinese side, State Councillor and Foreign Minister Mr. Wang Yi. They have spoken, and according to media reports, following that conversation, de-escalation has begun. Now, that is not correct chronologically, because what happened is that on 5th of July, a Sunday, at 8:45 a.m., the army chief told our defense minister that there are some signs of Chinese troops withdrawing and dismantling some of their tents and all that. And then a decision was made in Delhi that we should seek a conversation at the level of special representatives, and that conversation took place after 5 o'clock in the evening. So chronologically, the signs of Chinese moving back we got before the conversation, and that is why we wanted the conversation, not the other way around. Now, I have read the statements made by both sides, and frankly, I wondered whether it was the same conversation. Let me tell you why. The Chinese statement speaks about the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations. There's no reference to that in the Indian statement. Then the Chinese statement says that it's obvious about the rights and wrongs of what happened at Galwan Valley, and that China is determined to defend its sovereignty. Well, that means China is sticking to its earlier position that India was at fault. The Indian statement does not say anything about the Galwan Valley. Then the Indian statement refers to disengagement and de-escalation. Now, these two words are not there in the Chinese statement. But let me put it this way, that it is good that the two special representatives spoke, and let us expect good results. But as the Indian Army has said, we have to be cautious. As President Reagan would have said, trust but verify. Now, I want to make use of this occasion to very briefly talk about the question or the pros and cons of an economic boycott of China by India. I had promised that we would discuss it, and economic boycott means trade boycott and investment boycott. Now, trade boycott, to my mind, does not make much sense, because it will hurt India enormously, because India's exports to China account only to 0.9% of China's imports globally, whereas as far as India is concerned, India's imports from China and Hong Kong account for almost 15%. That's a problem. And then also we are heavily dependent on China in some sectors. Take, say, pharmaceuticals. Well, we need those ingredients. Almost 70% of the ingredients we import from China. Of course, we can over time find alternate sources, but A, it will take time, and B, it will be more expensive. But having said that, let me make the point that India-China trade is horribly unbalanced in China's favor, and that because of imports from China, uh, India has experienced deindustrialization in many sectors. So there is need to revive India's manufacturing sector, and that means a lot of work, and it also takes time because our infrastructure needs to build up, the ports, airport, and all that. Much more than that, power, but this is something which we should have started much earlier, but it is necessary for us to start. And another point I want to make is that while our trade boycott might inflict some pain on China, but will it change their behavior? But the intention should be to change their behavior, not so much to derive satisfaction by inflicting pain. And we should always remember that the Chinese economy is 5 times in size from India, of India's economy. So we have to be careful. What is required is reviving our manufacturing, reviving our own investment, because Indian investors go and invest outside. Now, I don't want to stop them legally, but it will be nice to see more Indian investment within India. And as regards China, I do hold the view that they should not be permitted into sensitive sectors. But that apart, I don't think, basically we have to stand firm at the border. And that is the only way for us to win this game. Thank you so much.